Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I'm very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast, and welcome to our 40th episode. I'm so excited that you are here today. Thank you for tuning in. I would love to hear from you what you are learning about yourself on this journey that you are on right now, what you are gaining from the podcast, because that's why we're here. I want you to learn as much as possible about yourself so that you can support yourself more, and not just physically, but also energetically, emotionally, and mentally. So feel free to send me a DM or send me an email because I'd love to hear all about it. But welcome back to part 2 of the things that we are doing for our Lichen Sclerosus this summer. And this series, you do not have to have lichen sclerosus. You do not have to live with lichen sclerosus for you to be a part of this series, for you to gain some insight from this series. We are doing this to create new habits, and hopefully, that's my intention, for you to take these habits with you as you walk in to the rest of the year after the summer. Because in the summer, life just feels a lot easier. So creating new habits doesn't seem as challenging during the summer months, according to myself. So that's just how I feel. Hopefully you feel the same way. This morning, I shook it up a little bit. So I'm all about looking after your body, yourself in the morning, supporting yourself. Take 5 to 10 minutes, support yourself. This morning, I decided to shake things up a little bit because I feel like I'm in a little bit of a rut right now. And by that, I mean that I shook things up by going for a walk this morning. I rolled out of bed. I was pretty tired. I was like, no, I'm gonna go for a walk today. I'm gonna go for a walk. Went for a walk without my headphones on. Another way to shake it up a little bit, because how often are we so plugged in to something else? Can you go on a walk without looking at your phone? Can you go on a walk without your headphones in and just listen to the noise around you? That in itself is also mindfulness and meditative. So I definitely challenge you to do that. Then I came home and I threw my legs up the wall because that's just how I like to live my life. If you are not doing that yet, I don't know what to tell you, but throw your legs up the wall. It's great for your pelvic floor. It helps to regulate your nervous system, and it just really helps to center you. I like to do it in the morning and in the evening. In the evening, I like to do it in bed, throw my legs up the wall. Sometimes I like to lie there and read my book. There's so many benefits to legs up the wall. So I definitely recommend it if you live with pelvic pain or low back pain or just in general for your overall health. So legs up the wall it is tonight. Do it. So welcome back. Today, we're bringing it back to the list. So I'm going to pull up my phone here. And we went through half the list in the last episode. So today we have point 16. Point 16. This is kind of a great way to lead into it, actually. We prioritize our sleep. That is something that we're doing this summer. We prioritize our sleep for our lichen sclerosus. How many of you are lying in bed scrolling on your phone right before you go to sleep? Is there any way that you could turn off your phone, leave it outside your room? Do you actually need it in your room? To be honest, if it's not in your room, maybe it's easier for you to not look at it when you're going to sleep and if you wake up in the morning. I always leave my phone in the living room. I always put it on sleep mode so no one can bother me. And some people may think that that's a little bit stress inducing because, like, what if something happens to someone? But I do have people that could reach me through sleep mode. Or is it just do not disturb mode? I don't know. But I feel like people can reach me through sleep mode, and also people know where I live. so you can just come and get me. But also, I've already gone through that stressful moment in my life on my phone but not being on and something happening to a family member back home. So I've been through it already, and maybe some of you are thinking that I should have learned from that, but I haven't. I like to put my phone on sleep mode when I'm sleeping because it helps me with my health and with my life. So there we have it. Instead of scrolling on your phone, see if you can throw your legs up the wall. See, look at that lead in right there. Throw your legs up the wall for a couple minutes before you go to bed. Read something that inspires you, something that motivates you, something that gets you excited about the next day. Or if you feel like it, read smut because I just got a new book. I'll let you know what I think about it. In the last episode, someone asked me about recommendations. Let me know if you want recommendations. Send me a DM. I will send you recommendations of smutty books that you can read this summer on the beach. You can have a bath before you put on your steroid ointment. Take that beautiful little bath. Just relax. Have a nice cup of tea. Have a nice conversation with someone that you love. Do something besides scrolling on your phone. I spend way too much time online and I'm trying to be a lot more mindful of it, especially right before I go to bed. So that was point number 16. We prioritize our sleep. 17. We work with our dilators. You probably have a set of dilators. Are you actually using them or are they just sitting around collecting dust like any good old toy? Can you start using your dilators? And I do recommend using your dilators in combination with your pelvic floor yoga practice. I have so many students that come to yoga practice and then they do the dilator work, the wand work after they've done their yoga practice because you are not only stretching that area, relaxing your muscles, but you're also connecting with your breath and regulating your nervous system before you go into the dilator work, which is super important. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, your muscles are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's going to cause you a lot more pain and it's going to be a lot more stress inducing for you. Go and take your yoga practice, do your yoga practice before you work with your dilators and see how that might help with your dilator work. See how that might help with you just connecting a lot more with your pelvic floor, with your body, with yourself. Hmm. So we do our dilator work, super important. And that actually brings me into number 18. Yes, number 18. We combine our tools. I just mentioned one, dilator work with pelvic floor yoga with physical therapy, your heating pad with your pelvic floor yoga, your wand work with your pelvic floor yoga, your cold packs with your pelvic floor yoga. We combine our tools. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can do it all. If that feels overwhelming, pick two things. I've said it before 1,000 times. I often use my cold pack when I'm doing my own pelvic floor yoga practice. Use the cold pack and let it help you if you live with vulvar pain. If you are on your period and you're experiencing cramps, use your heating pad. If you're doing pelvic floor physical therapy, pelvic floor yoga can help tremendously alongside that. You're probably given exercises by your pelvic physio that you may not, be honest, be doing right now. Because you find that either one, it's boring, two, you're lazy. I'm sorry, we all are sometimes. Or you just, yeah, you don't feel like doing it. Maybe you need someone to guide you through it. Maybe you need that extra helping hand. Maybe you need that extra support. And that is a win win from both angles for your pelvic health. Combine your tools, use your tools as much as you possibly can. Another thing that we are doing for our Lichen Sclerosus this summer, we do things that bring us joy. And some people, you may not be on this path that I am on, but I want a joyous fucking life. And like I was saying, my life has been feeling a little bit stagnant lately. Hence why I went for that walk this morning. And then I started thinking about, okay, what can I actually do every day that sparks a little bit of joy inside of me, a little bit of oomph. Because joy also motivates us to keep on going. When we are feeling stuck, when we are feeling like the only thing that exists right now is my LS pain, That joy can bring so much light into our life. I went to a park the other day with a couple of my coworkers and we were playing spike ball and I was fucking laughing my ass off. I had the time of my life. I've never played spike ball in my entire life and I was not very good at it, to be honest. But oh my God, I was howling. My abs are hurting from laughing so much. Just do things that spark a little bit of joy within you. And sometimes it can be hard to realize, okay, well, what is actually bringing me joy in life? If you sit down and think about it, what is bringing you joy? What is bringing you laughter? What makes you feel playful? What makes you having fun? Can you bring a little bit more joy into your life to bring in a lighter energy so that life feels lighter? Yes. Number 20. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember the numbers as we go higher and higher. We use private packs. Said it before, again, 1,000 times. Private packs are amazing. They're little things that you put in, they kind of look like a pad. It looks like a pad, a menstrual pad. You put it in the freezer, it gets frozen, then you put it in a sleeve, you attach it to your underwear so you can wear it. You can wear it out and about. No one will ever know. You can wear it in your yoga practice. You can wear it when you're driving to the gym to prepare for your workout. Use your private packs because then you can just take it off when you feel like, oh, the cold isn't helping me anymore. Just take it off. Private packs, the best. And if you use the code Wellbeing by Penny, you will get 20% off. So go get yourself a little bit of a private pack and then let me know how that goes. Number 21, we ask for a second opinion. If you think that you have lichen sclerosus and you keep getting diagnosed with a yeast infection, go ask for a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion. I don't care. Go ask for that second opinion because you deserve to. If you think that you have lichen sclerosus because there are signs of you having lichen sclerosus, go and get a second opinion. You can get a biopsy done to see if you have lichen sclerosus. So many people are diagnosed over and over and over again with yeast infection. And this is also why it takes so long to get diagnosed with lichen sclerosus, because we are diagnosed with yeast infection. If the medication isn't working, you find that, oh, I have some of the signs and symptoms of lichen sclerosus, go get a second opinion. Stand your ground. You're fucking powerful. Okay? You know your body best. If you think that you have lichen sclerosus, go out there. Ask for a second opinion. And this is not to like create fear if you're in the space because you live with pelvic pain and maybe you just live with a lot of yeast infection. Not everyone with yeast infection has lichen sclerosus. I'm just saying that people with lichen sclerosus often get misdiagnosed with a yeast infection over and over and over again. And the next point is we massage the area. I know that this might feel a little bit weird to some people because we are brought up, especially as women, we're not allowed to touch ourselves. We're not allowed to look at that body part. We're not allowed to know anything about that body part. But we are now doing our vulvar checks. We know our anatomy. We're allowed to touch ourselves and massage the area. We're allowed to touch ourselves and massage the area if that feels good to you. So I get tears. For me, it feels really healing to massage the area. If you have itch, maybe that will agitate you a little bit. Just something to be mindful of. But just start to massage the area. Bring some awareness to that area. Invite in some blood flow to that area. I've had surgeries done down there, and it wasn't until I started massaging the area that the scar tissue itself actually felt a bit better. So just massage the area, see how that goes. That brings me into the next point, 23. We masturbate. When you're touching yourself, it doesn't have to end in orgasm if you do not want to. But let's normalize masturbation because it is so healthy to masturbate. It's good for you. It's good for you. Brings blood flows, brings awareness, increases the happy hormones. We love that. But yes, if you live with overactive pelvic floor dysfunction, orgasms themselves may cause you a little bit of pain. So just get to know your body. Check in with your body. Okay, what feels good? You are you. No one else should know your better, your body better than you. If you don't know your body the best, how is your partner gonna know your body? How are you gonna communicate what you like, what you don't like, how you like to be touched? I was with a guy the other day. This was the first time I asked him, "What do you like?" We're talking about what we like. And I am very specific about what I like, and some people might think that, oh, that's a little bit off-putting. No, it's not, because I know what I like, and I don't want to go through something that I do not like. And it's empowering telling someone what you do like. I want you to do this to me. I do not like when people do that. You do not have to name them. I don't like you doing this. Say, I don't like when people do this to me, or I don't like to be touched that way. You do not have to make it about them. It's about you. You know your body best. You know what you like. That is going to be a win-win for both of you. Because sex is also about you. You're allowed to enjoy sex. You're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to like what you want. It's okay. But how are you going to know if you don't start to explore your own body? Notice what you like. And again, it doesn't have to lead to orgasm. What feels good? What feels pleasurable? How can you dive a little bit deeper into that? And isn't it fun that it's 2025 and we're taking this summer to prioritize ourselves, our LS, because fuck, it takes up a lot of time walking around with a fucking tear on your vulva. But again, how can you make it more fun? That's bringing in the joy. How can you have more fun while also, massaging the area, touching yourself, focusing on pleasure? Just have a juicy summer. That's the word. We need a juicy summer in all its form. Juicy summer. I'm all for it. And that brings me into the next point. Point 24. We work on our self-worth. And this one might be a little bit scary. It might cause a little bit of constriction in your body. Because I don't know about you, but living with lichen sclerosus, I've lived with lichen sclerosus my entire adult life. Early 20s, just wanted to be like everyone else. Had a bunch of sex with people that some of them I probably wouldn't want to have sex with. I just wanted to be like anyone else. Drank a lot of alcohol, did a lot of damage to my self-worth. And I've said this before, once you start this healing journey and you start, chipping away on the little golden nugget that you are. You are a golden nugget. Fuck your shining. And you're chipping away on this golden nugget. And then you find a little this metaphor is making no sense, but you find a little dirty spot that you have to like, not a dirty spot. It's just a little thing that you have to work on. See, I'm telling you, this metaphor is not working, but you see where I'm getting at. You start chipping away. Okay, we're going back to the onion. You're peeling back the layers. You're taking one onion layer off, and then it's like another layer, and then another layer. And it's a lot of work. And when it comes to living with lichen sclerosus, your sense of worth might feel a little bit aki, yucky, I don't know. At least that's how I'm feeling. And I talk to a lot of people with lichen sclerosus, with pelvic pain, and I'm sensing that there's a pattern here of feeling like you are not worthy. You are not worthy of love. You are not worthy of being exposed or be seen or just be you. Just be you. And I feel like, again, it's 2025. Don't you want to feel like you're fucking unstoppable? Like nothing can stop you? I have a download happening right now. How can you work more on increasing your self-worth in this journey that you are on for you to become the absolute best version of you? Like when you think about it, why are we actually here? And I swear to God, some of you might not jam with this, but it's not to just find a husband and have kids. Like, why are we actually here? Isn't it to become the most evolved version of you? And maybe one of those parts that you have to work on to become that most evolved version of you is your self-worth and how you perceive yourself. Don't give a fuck about anyone else. With that being said, how can you work on your self-worth this summer? And if this jams with you, I would love to get a hey from you. Hey, hey. That's all I need. Hey, hey. If this jams with you, because I find these things very interesting to talk about. Point 25. We went very deep there for a moment, and now we're coming back up to just like the physical stuff. We use underwear that feels good for us. You will never, ever, ever see me wrapping a fucking lace thong at the gym, but I do wear a thong all the time, every day, because I wear a specific brand that I really like. I didn't used to be able to wear thongs for the longest time because of my scar tissue. So see, this is what I'm talking about when you're also combining your tools and you're doing the work. So after I had my surgery, I had it towards the perineum. And I had this really bad scar tissue. So I had 4 surgeries in that part of my body. I had bad scar tissue, started seeing a pelvic floor physiotherapist. I started doing my pelvic floor yoga and I was massaging the area. I was just focusing a lot more on that part of my body, but I was not able to wear thongs because of that part of my body. It's got nothing to do with the LS towards the front where I have all my tears now. But then that back part area, I fixed it. Sometimes it gets a little bit cranky, but now I know what to do. But I can still wear thongs now because I found an underwear brand that I really enjoy. So think about the underwear that you're wearing. It's the same thing when people reach out to me and they're like, "How are you working out? Like, how are you teaching yoga? And how are you doing this? I could never do a hot yoga class." Because I'm so mindful of the underwear that I use, the underwear that I wear, and the pants that I'm wearing. Like, I could never wear a pant that is either too restricted or there's a hard seam. If it's a thick, hard seam, not doing it. It has to be a good seam. So look at the underwear that you are wearing currently. And it doesn't have to be, I don't understand. Even if it is, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with the granny panty? I'm sorry, but what the fuck? There's nothing wrong with the granny panty. You can make anything sexy because you are you. That's what I believe. But also, there are hot brands out there that could actually make you feel supported. The brand that I wear is Hoo Ha. Love Hoo Ha. Love them. There's another brand that I'm thinking about. It's called, oh, what's it called? Shop Cherry, I think it's called, or Shop Cherry. That was so hard for me to say. But they make wider gussets. I haven't tried them myself, but if you've tried them, let me know how that went for your LS because they are wider. I'm thinking that might be nicer too. But I love Hoo Ha, obsessed with Hoo Ha. The best. I wear their thongs. So good. They are very breathable. So they're mineral undies and they're breathable. It's a soft fabric. They have like a zinc infused padding in the gusset. So it's really nice. Definitely recommend checking them out. Number 26. Look at what you're eating. I'm going to preference this by saying if you want to. If you want to. Food is such a hot topic and people are looking at dietary things all the time. But food is also a very complicated topic. There's a lot of emotions when it comes to food. You can look at what you're eating if you want to, if it's not causing you more stress. For someone like me, myself, and I did not have the best relationship with food growing up. I have so many people sending me DMs about, can you eat that? Why are you eating that? You should cut this out. You should do this. First of all, do not comment on what anyone else is eating. You do not know their relationship with their food, with their body. You do not know any of this. And the things that you are saying when it comes to food can actually do a lot more harm than good. I do not restrict myself when it comes to eating at all because I know that that will put more stress on myself. I will put more stress on myself mentally, and that will very much so put stress on my lichen sclerosus because that creates more stress in my system. I know some things that trigger me. I know some things that trigger me, and usually it's sour things that trigger me, or if I eat too much sweet stuff, that triggers me too. But it's not like I've pinpointed specifically what it is. One thing, too many green grapes, very specific. Too many green grapes. But you can look at what you're eating if you want to, if you choose to. You do not have to. You can probably work around it. But if that's going to cause you more stress, and I'm saying this as someone that I have a bachelor degree in nutrition, if that's going to cause you more stress, don't do it. Like, I'm sorry, but don't do it. I just know that food is so complex. It's a very vulnerable topic. It can be a very exposed topic to a lot of people. I would never tell anyone you shouldn't eat that or you should eat that or la 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 la. I can give suggestions. There are some studies out there, but I don't really feel like it. I actually do not feel like it. I love food way too much, and when it becomes too restricted or like we're focusing on specific things, to me it becomes kind of boring. So we're just gonna leave it at that. But that gets me going to the next point, which is do not put your shoulds on other people. This is one of the reasons why I do not go on the Facebook groups. There are so many shoulds and shouldn'ts. Don't put your shoulds on other people. You should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this. You don't know you know fuck all about these people. I'm sorry. You know fuck all about these people. Do not tell them what they should and shouldn't do when it comes to their lichen sclerosis. You can do a lot more harm than good again. You can be causing them a lot more stress than what they had from the beginning. Like I have people all the time, "Oh, you should do this." And then someone else is like, "No, you should do that." And that's also you are given an unsolicited advice. You are given unsolicited advice to this person. If they didn't ask for your advice, do not tell them what they should or shouldn't do. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe that doesn't jam with you, but seeing that we're in this space and that we live with chronic pelvic pain and we do not want unsolicited advice, look at where you might be giving unsolicited advice, who you might be giving unsolicited advice to. That's just a thing that we're doing this summer. We're trying it out, see how it feels. Do you really have the need to tell someone what they should or shouldn't do? Or is that your ego stepping in, thinking that you know better than everyone else about their lichen sclerosis? Just a food for thought. Number 28. Find a lube that works for you. Find a lube that works for you. There are so many different lubes. You can get the traditional generic brand lube that has a lot of ingredients in it. Maybe that works for you. Maybe that works for your LS. Me, I'm someone that's very mindful of what I put on my body, specifically in my body when it comes to my vagina. When it comes to my vagina, I am very mindful of what I put in there. So, I want to know what's in my lube. There are also different kinds of lubes. There's water-based lube, silicone-based lube, and oil-based lube. Oil-based, be a little bit mindful with condoms because it can break down the condom. So, for example, I use olive oil, no, sorry, coconut oil in my own pleasure practice, but that's not something I would use with a condom, for example. I I have water-based lube at home. Some people it works wonders for. For me, dries me out. I like we're gonna need to use the entire freaking lube if we or the entire freaking bottle if we are using a water-based lube. The entire freaking bottle. I like silicone-based lube. That's my favorite. I had a guy over. He was like, "Why are you using silicone-based lube? That I don't think that's the best for you." First of all, is this your vagina? Is this your vagina? Do you live with lichen sclerosis? No, didn't think so. Can you let me make the choices? If you do not want to use this, by the way, we're using a condom. That is going in my vagina. Then you do not get an opinion here. You do not get an opinion. You do not get an opinion on that. So find a lube that works for you and your body. Try them out. Get 3 different kinds. See which one works for you. and see how that goes. Like, make it into a fun experiment. Hey, we're going to try this new loop today. See how that goes. You can also use the loops with your dilators, with your wands, with your toys. See which one works for you. You do not have to have a partner for this little exercise. You can do it all by yourself. And especially when you're massaging the area, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. We're bringing it all back into this beautiful the little, a little bag that we have here. But also the same goes, I'm just going to add this in here. Look at the condoms that you're using. If you're using a condom, what condoms work for you? Do you maybe you have a sensitivity to latex? Maybe you want to use a more natural latex. Maybe the brands that you are getting at the drugstore isn't working for you. Look at the condoms that you're using as well. That was not even a part of the list, but these are just a couple things to be mindful of when it comes to your lichen sclerosus this summer. 29, I feel like we already touched on it. What turns you on? What do you like? Can you give yourself permission to actually be honest about what you like? Like, there's so many kinks and fetishes, and I was talking to a friend early this morning, and I was like, we are allowed to like things in bed. We came here to fuck. That's the most natural thing to do. And then the Bible just slapped. I'm sorry, but the Bible just slapped. Oh, nope, sex is not good. Sex is not good. What turned you on? I'm saying that as someone that did not grow up religious whatsoever. And I've had conversations with people that come from a very conservative household and they have a hard time with certain words or certain things that I might say or suggest. When it comes to masturbation, like just the word itself can be very triggering for people. Can you use another word, or can you perhaps work on reclaiming the word for your own sake, for your own pleasure, or just call it pleasure practice, or call it you time, or you getting down and dirty? I don't know. But what's bringing it back to the point here? What turns you on? What makes you feel good? You're not going to know until you experiment with yourself, with your partner, with several people, whatever's your jam. You're allowed to be turned on. I feel like a lot of my shame that I might have been brought up with when it comes to certain sexual aspects of my life. Again, I'm not very religious, but we all grow up this way because I'm a woman. That might be stored in my pelvis. And that is something that I'm working on liberating now and also reclaiming. This is the summer for me. I'm calling this the summer of no judgment in the space, the summer of titties and cunt summer. That's what I'm calling it. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I might do a podcast episode on that. We'll see. But the summer of titties and cunt summer, because that's just what I jam with right now. So again, bringing it back to the point, what turns you on? Number 30. We do bound angle with a cold pack. Bringing in some yoga here towards the end now because it wouldn't be me without me doing this. Bound angle, soles of the feet together. Prop some pillows under your legs. You're lying down. Prop some pillows under your legs. So the legs are in a butterfly position, kind of. And you're placing a cold pack on top of your vulva. Start your morning this way and see how that feels. You're getting a nice little stretch through your inner thighs, more so if you do it with lower pillows or no pillows at all, but it makes it a little bit more restorative when you're using the pillows. And just check in with your body, low back, your pelvis, where it is in space. Do you want the pillows there? Does that make it feel better, make your body feel better? And so it gives a little bit of a nice stretch through the inner thighs. It opens up the pelvic area, and you also get to have that cold pack on your vulva. This is something that I like to start my day with. It is an absolutely lovely practice, and see if you can. This is the hard part, I find, that staying in a position like that when you maybe don't you're not used to practicing yoga, or you just feel like, oh my God, I have so many things to do. Set a timer, place the phone to the side, let yourself lie there for that certain amount of time. That could be 3 minutes. Set a timer. Can you just focus on breathing in? It's only 3 minutes out of your entire day, for you to just recenter, connect with your breath, connect with your pelvic floor, open up the area, and also support your lichen sclerosus with that cold pack. 3 minutes. That's it. Even if you're feeling scattered, you're taking time for yourself, and it's super important. Number 31. I don't know why I made 31 because that is such an odd number, but I was thinking a month of June is 31 days, I think. Or is it 30? Don't know. But we're making it 31. We joined the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. So this is an online yoga membership. It's a space that is made for people that live with pelvic floor tension. If you live with pelvic floor tension or you just need a space with people that live with pelvic pain, so we have people with lichen sclerosus, vaginismus, we have people with endometriosis, interstitial cystitis. I'm pretty impressed that I could say that word right there. In this community, we come together weekly to meet up, chat, and then do a practice together and then connect towards the end of the class. So we have 3 to 4 live classes per week. Those are pelvic floor yoga classes and myofascial release practices. This is a great, lovely space to just connect with yourself. Connect with yourself through movement, breath work, and body awareness practices. So if you live with pelvic tension, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, frustrated, you feel alone, this is a space for you. Come and join us. We would love to have you. Every live class is also uploaded onto a portal. So right now, I think there's about 70 plus so classes in the portal, and there's so many different kinds. There's meditations, breath works, there are smaller flows, larger flows that are focused on your specific needs that you may need on your healing journey. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. And that is it for this week's episode. That was the list. Things that we are doing for our lichen sclerosus this summer. 31 things that we are doing for our lichen sclerosus this summer. Just, 31 is such a great number. We're going with it. If you had any epiphanies, anything that you learned about yourself, again, send me a DM. And I would love, 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 love to get a 5-star rating from you because that way people can find the podcast. You can help other people without you actually doing anything. They will find the podcast. You will support them on their healing journey as well. And feel free to leave a little review if you want to, what you like about the podcast, what you enjoy hearing about, or anything that might be resonating with you throughout this journey that we are on. Until next time, remember that you're a goddess. Don't take any shit. Your vulva is absolutely beautiful. And I think that's all the motivation that you need this week. I will see you next time. Take care.